United with us, and of course, defender was midfielder for Asante Kotoko, Mohamed Sharif. So, coach, disappointing results, unbeaten in 5 classes, 10 draw at home. Are you frustrated?
Oh, I'm not. I mean, that's the nature of the game. Sometimes you look at the performance aspect of it. I think we created many decent chances which we could have converted, but the game is all about converting your chances. If you get them and you convert them, it increases your confidence and it makes you play very well. But you don't take your chances and out of unexpected situation you concede. It gives the opponent that confidence and the energy to play. So, I mean, that's it, and I think we can do better as we move on.
Right. Before my colleagues come in, you are someone who believes in working on a training ground. Unfortunately for you, the next couple of weeks you won't have that luxury. On Thursday you are in Swatman, then either Sunday or Monday you're not sure, so you are back again in Marseille. It's not frustrating as well, not having enough time on the training ground, especially after these 2 draws, to get the boys to understand what you want to do with them.
Yeah, I think it will be frustrating. It was just that we didn't have a good second half. If you look at the first half, we played well. It's just the second half that we didn't play well, and I think we didn't play well because of how the goal came. So, I mean, for the game model and for the structure of the team, it's already established. So it's all about looking at the video, trying to correct some few things. Sometimes it's not about hanging on the foot. Sometimes you can also show them. So we have to design a training program in such a way that they have a lot of rest to have the energy to be able to compete on Thursday and probably Sunday or Monday.
Right, and then my last one is we are not scoring a lot of goals. The good thing is we are also not conceding a lot. Is there a problem in finding the right balance, trying to make sure we are not conceding, but making sure we are also scoring enough to win some of these games?
For the scoring, I think if you have observed our games, we create a lot of obvious goal scoring opportunities, which we have to score. But for we conceding, most of the time our goals come from situations that we don't have to concede. Right? Those are the things that gradually we're working on. For the balance in the team, I think we are balancing the team. I mean, in defense and the field and attack, we have the right balance. It's about keeping your focus, staying confident, and then being committed to playing on the day. But I think as we move on, we'll be able to work on that.
So any updates on Japan? Who was all got injured?
It's fine.
Okay. Questions for Coach? Right, your name in the house, please.
Coach Ejekum Blankson, Sumpa. Coach, many of the supporters, they are concerned about your laterals. And they are complaining because after 7 matches, they don't see any improvement from the laterals. And looking at your arrowhead, which is Kalu, his strength is head coming from angles, but it's not happening like that. And they are suggesting whether you shift Sharif to the right side so that you can get the balance that you want, or you still believe that they can come out with decent performance.
Yeah, I think it's all about repetitive practice. We are working on that. The good thing is that at every training session we try to work on some of these things, and it's all about bit by bit. Gradually, it will fall in place. So let's as a coach, I will encourage them to make sure that they keep their focus, make sure that they keep committed to the instructions that we give to them. For Sharif coming there, I think we have had situations where we've changed the structure on the field, and then he's come to play there. And I think he's more fitted in the middle of the park than going to the right side. If the game is ongoing and we have to do structural changes where he has to go there, I think that's better.
the injury situation of Zeze, Baba, and Blee?
Yeah, they are responding, and I'm sure over time they will get better. They are responding.
Thank you, Coach. My name is Asante Kotoko. I've been watching the shape of your team very well. Anytime your fullbacks move, when they get to the final third, they are supposed to create dangerous moments. That is what we see in modern football today. And you get so many of your players in the box. Unfortunately, the final pass into the running back, as you put it, has always been very awful. Now, looking at the shape of the team, are you concerned that your fullbacks are not getting assists in game? Because the way you crowd over the opponent's area, that is a penalty box. If the final pass is going to the attacker very well, there should be an assist. Are you concerned that they are not getting assists in those games?
Sure, I mean, and that's the reason why they move into those positions. They advance high in the half of the opponent to make sure that they can have a shot and go, or they can give a cross pass either in front of the opponent or behind the opponent, which is a pullback for the teammate to connect. I think when they get there, it's all about patience and picking the right spot, and then using the right technique. Sometimes you see that the intention is right, but it's our technique application, the skill. So, I mean, we are working on it. In fact, I keep saying we are working on it because if you have the opportunity to come to our training grounds and see the sort of things that we do, maybe you may even have a different opinion about how they play, they decide in those final moments. These are things we keep repeating them at training.
You have very good wingers who take delight in switching into the box and at the edge of the box. You keep changing your shape in some of the games when it is on. Have you thought of playing a 3-back system where you get people who can just locate with the final pass on the wings rather than the fullbacks who move there? It looks like the fullbacks are trying, but it's not the best. Have you thought of getting a 3-back and getting wing backs who are attacking players?
You see, one thing about football, you see, those 3 backs and what have you, those are just the positioning of the players as you see them on paper. But as movements occur, these 3 backs, if you have really watched our game, most of the time when we are on offense, you see the shape becomes so clear. Maybe I don't have to explain myself too much, but you go back, watch our games well when we are on the offense, and look at the shape very well. I'm sure you get the answer.
The last one. What is the accuracy of Ansu from set pieces on the training ground? Because what we see in the match day, I don't think it is anything better. Is he better at the training ground? That is why he keeps getting that responsibility in games, but he disappoints during the game.
Exactly, he's good at the training grounds. Yeah, he does it so well. But I'm sure sometimes it's the tempo and the temperament of the game, and it's all about trying to encourage him to keep doing the right things that he does at training in a match situation, which is transfer the training behaviors into game behaviors or match behaviors. He's good at training grounds. The rehearsed movements, he does. The interesting aspect is that at training grounds, all the players, when we are doing it, they all know what we are going to do, and still they score. So if the opponent doesn't know it, then it should be even easier for you to score. Yeah, but that's the nature of the game. I mean, let's give him some time. And then
It's final 2, so you take one and then take the last.
Coach, looking at your game or watching Kosu games, it seems you played very, very perfectly in the first half. But second half,
I don't think so. I don't think so. Sorry to interject. Sorry, you can't use just this man to crucify the person. You see somebody saying it's the other way around. Let's be sincere with ourselves. We want to just create things that are more real.
Yes. But today, for instance, you did indicate that you played very well in the first half.
No, you your question, you said, don't change your question now. You allow me to also pay your question. You see, it's a question you are asking.
Yeah.
I'm not rebutting.
Oh, yeah.
But if it is not true, as a coach, I have to let you. You just said it, and before I even answered, somebody said it is never like that.
Okay.
So don't create an impression that doesn't exist.
Okay.
If you want to criticize us for this game, just go ahead.
I want to.
But the relationship you are trying to create, it doesn't exist.
Limit to Adriana and this game. It seems you played very well in the first half. But second half, I'm wondering whether your opponent or your opposing coaches are easy to analyze the game in the first half and come out with the right antidote to counter, or is that the case of tiredness or lack of fitness? I don't know.
I think in the case of the previous match you mentioned, I'm not sure we played that badly. It was just about the fact that, I mean, let me even put the two together. It's all about energy distribution.
Okay.
Yeah, positive energy distribution. The game is played within 90 minutes. And when you come back to the second half, you have to make sure that you keep the intensity, you keep the tempo, everything right. So to me, it's all about them staying within the right moments, within the game in terms of energy. Once they are able to do that, I'm sure we are good to go. So for fitness, they are very fit. If you look at the previous matches we have played, we played better in the second half than even in the first half. Right? So they are very fit. It's just an unfortunate moment today. That's why all these questions are.
Last one for Coach.
Coach, good evening. My name is Raphael of New Mercury and 1.5. Coach, this one I think it's enough to get consent with, because for the very first time on this date, Kotoko couldn't pick a win, in an official game. The last time Kotoko played on this date, they won by 3-1. That was an FA Cup in Tamale against Accra Sofo. How well is the team coping with this? Because I think historically, on this date, Kotoko looks better. How well is the team? As well as Jessica, how well is it?
Interesting. Okay. I think that the dynamics are different. Yeah, if you look at, I don't know, the players who were on those dates that you were talking about and the caliber of opponents that they played. But to answer your question, we played and we lost. And we drew. Sorry for that. We played, we drew, and to me, we only have to pick the pieces and move on. Because I cannot talk about this day in terms of matches that have been won comparative to the current situation. If you were talking about performance and maybe I've also seen the video, then probably I can talk about that.
Okay, last one.
Coach, we've not seen Shadrach Arnold. I think he played in the first 2 games and he's been out. Now looking at your team, they've been making changes. Sometimes it looks like it's based on performance. Because Nkuala started, now Karu comes in, and Abeni plays, Nicholas comes in the middle, there were times Chi was playing, now he goes out, and Rosity comes in. Can you take your time and explain to the fans why these changes do happen, and why they should bear with you when they are not seeing some of the players in the first 20 or the match days?
I think it's all about performance at training and then performance during games. If you look at these players that you've mentioned, you look at how they perform at training, then we'll reflect on the game, how they played, and then we look at the upcoming opponent and who should fit in there. So these are the 3 key things that go into taking those decisions with respect to the players. We are trying to build, if you look at the changes, I mean, for today we just did 2 changes in the starting lineup. Last week it was 1, I think it was 1 or so. Yeah, so gradually we'll have a standing team. And I think if you play 2 or 3 consecutive matches with 2 changes in the lineup, I'm not sure it's a bad thing.
So those who have the view that you want to use your player, I just wanted to explain to them because I probably think you've heard of some. Your like the players you signed is an assumption.
I've not even heard it.
Okay,
I don't go into the social media
yes, that's what I wanted
because it's not a space to be in as a coach.
So
if you want to be emotionally healthy, you don't go there.
Okay, so
I don't go there.
So those assumptions clearly you don't have any issues and you are using players based on performance.
On performance, that is it. And when it comes to team chemistry, you can go behind me and ask the players if they will be sincere with you. The relation, I've built a very strong, good relationship with them. Rapport is there. Maybe somebody may say otherwise because maybe he's not playing. But if the person says otherwise, compare him, his performance, and the one who is playing, and the performance of the other players in that position, and probably you can conclude. So the relationship is there. And don't forget that as a coach, my responsibility is to build a strong team. A team that can play well and a team that can win games. Because Kotoko is noted for winning games. So as a coach, you don't say that I brought.
We are beaten. Unfortunately, it's been 3 draws at home. Does that put pressure on you, the players, especially in our away games? Because you have to make up for the points we've lost at home.
Yeah, it puts pressure on us, but as we travel Wednesday and Thursday to play in Asante, so we have no excuse not to do the match. So that's what we just put out.
So there's an incentive and motivation to go out there and win. 2 questions for Sheriff, and then we'll call it yes.
Sheriff, looking at the way other teams are playing, people have the belief that it's advantage to Kumasi Asante Kotoko to win the league. But are you guys disappointed so far, looking at the way you come to a game, believing maybe you get the 3 points and it turns another way around? Are you guys disappointed so far, looking at the last 7 matches you have played?
Yeah, we are disappointed. Because at the beginning of the league, we made the promise that we're going to go 15 matches unbeaten.
Wow.
But this is how things are going, so we should be disappointed.
Last question for Sheriff. Okay. Yes.
Sheriff, good evening once again. Please, how well are you, I mean in quotes, the good players, how well are you trying to side the new players so that they perform very well? Because today, coach brought in a new right back. He didn't have best of moments. So in times like this, you being a senior player in the team, how well do you advise them to be able to cope up with situations, especially at the Bavaria Stadium?
All we have to do is to love him more and let him work hard at training so that he can get the best out of himself. That's all.
Right. Thank you so much, Doc.